and the Milestone Gazette, written by Kathy Hogan, illustrated by Joel Snyder. It's almost too good to be true. Mary thought as he smiled at himself in the mirror. Man's newspaper bag rested on his shoulders. Mary felt like the weight of the boy's bag, like the weight of responsibility that came with the job of the newspaper carrier. I finally become a real money-making mouse, Morty said out loud. Every young mouse in Milestone wanted to be a newspaper carrier. Morty couldn't believe he had this chance. He replayed the scenes from earlier at the front porch in his mind. My family is leaving tomorrow for Uncle Joe's funeral, Ben said. I'll only be gone for 3 days, but I need someone to do my paper route. I'll pay you, and if you do a good job covering the route, Ben explained, my supervisor might give you your own route when one opens up. Getting up early wasn't Morty's favorite idea, but he had already planned what he would buy with his earnings. He placed one of the seeds in his mind. It is really important to me that you don't mess up, Morty, Ben said in a very serious tone. The mouse gathering has a special instructions right now for carriers who maintain a perfect service record for 1 year. We all get a free trip to Magic Mountain for 1 year. The price includes airfare, free nights at the Mountain Motel, and passes to the amusement park at all the rides. I have 9 months down and only 3 to go. I'm ready to pack my bags, Ben said with a smile. I promise I won't mess up the service record, Morty said, smiling back at his friend. Morty went over what he had to do in his mind. He had to make sure he delivered all the newspapers on the route by 6 a.m. No matter what. He had to count the papers and make sure he only delivered to the right house. If people called the Gazette to say they had not received the paper, Ben's record was ruined. Morty also had to make sure the newspaper remained dry. If it rained, he had to protect the paper by putting each one in a plastic bag. And finally, he had to make sure the newspaper landed on the doorstep of each house, not the driveway, lawn, bushes, or was for the roof. That night, Morty went to bed earlier than his usual time. He set his megamouse alarm clock for 4 a.m., but he couldn't sleep. Each time he closed his eyes, he imagined missing the alarm and letting his best money down. He stared at the clock and watched the minutes tick. He was up before the alarm went off and got an early start. He put on his paper bags and headed out into the dark, misty morning on his bike. Morty went over what he had to do in his mind. He had to make sure he delivered all the newspapers on the route by 6 a.m. No matter what, he had to count the papers and make sure he only delivered the right house. If people called Garfield to say they had not received a newspaper, Ben's record was ruined. Morty also had to make sure the newspaper remained dry. If it rained, he had to protect the papers by putting each one in a plastic bag. And finally, he had to make sure the newspaper landed on the doorstep of each house, not the driveway, lawn, bushes, or was for the roof. That night, Morty went to bed earlier than his usual time. He set his Mega Mouse alarm clock for 4 a.m., but he couldn't sleep. Each of the clocks letting his best buddy down. He stared at the clock and watched the minutes tick. He was up before the alarm went off, and he got an early start, put on his paper bag, and headed out into the dark, misty morning on his bike. The bundle of papers was stacked by Beth's garage. Morty loaded them into the paper bags and crawled at the weight. Now, it getting on the bike difficult. Now I know why carriers toss the papers, Morty thought. Getting off the bike to place the papers on the doorstep would be really tough. But that's exactly what Morty had to do. Each time he tossed a paper at the doorstep, it fell short or landed in the garden. Then he would have to get off his bike, pick it up, and place it on the porch. Morty kept checking the list and looking for the house numbers to make only sure that he had given papers to subscribers. He didn't want to have the papers and go back and get a paper that was delivered to the wrong house. Between this wallpaper flicking skill and not knowing the route, it took Morty a full 2 hours to finish. When he returned home, Morty shouted at him. He barely made it upstairs to his bedroom. He didn't even take time He didn't even take time. Wait a minute, where is it? He didn't even take time to wash the black newspaper ink off his paws. Exhausted and fully dressed, he dropped into bed. 1 second later, the Mega Mouse clock chimed at 6 a.m. Morty had a hard time staying awake that school at afterward. Almost fell asleep at dinner. He hit the snack at 8 p.m. and was jolted by the shrill alarm at 4 a.m. It took Morty a moment to remember why he was getting up when everyone else in the house was sound asleep. I'll be back in this bed soon, he thought. Morty slipped on the streets, threw a sweatshirt over his pajamas top, and grabbed the paper bags. Day 2, as Mouse got the lead paper carrier went a little better. Morty hit the porch on the first floor, more than half of the houses. He remembered some of the house well enough to toss the paper, without having to check this list. This time Morty was snuggled in his bed, and snoring long before the 6 a.m. paper delivery deadline. Morty wasn't so tired at school on the second day, but he was realizing that the paper route was hard work. He dreaded facing another day of lugging those heavy papers through the dark, quiet street while everyone in the Mousetown slept. By the morning of day 3, Morty was very sure he never wanted a paper route. He had stayed up too late at night before reading Mega Bell's comics. When the alarm went, he rolled over. I'll just sleep 10 more minutes, he thought. After all, I finished reading yesterday. He woke up to the sound of the telephone ringing at 11:30 a.m. He looked at the clock and jumped in panic. If there had been lead in Morty's tail and feet, he wouldn't have noticed. His heart was so heavy. Morty seemed to move in slow motion as he loaded the newspaper into the bag and leading along the route. Some angry subscribers were standing on the porch. Others opened the door minutes after the paper hit the porch. In his haste, Morty flung some of the paper short and just left them on the lawn. As Morty placed the last paper in the hands of Stonehouse, it began to rain. Morty couldn't tell if raindrops or tears were down his cheeks as he rushed back to Ben's driveway to get a plastic bag. Morty rode through the entire route again, refusing the damp papers that had been taken inside. He folded them, stuffed them in the bag, and laid them on the porches. Monica did coach gate in school, and he didn't feel like eating lunch. Ben would be coming home today, and thanks to Morty, his dream of magic mouse that was gone. Walking home from school, Morty passes to Ben's house. Luckily, Ben and his family were home then. Morty decided it would be best if he told Ben what happened before Ben heard from the gas delivery supervisor. Morty called and left a message on Ben's answering machine, asking it to call the minute he got home. A plan to save Ben's trip to Magic Mountain. When Ben arrived home, he listened to the message from 6 angry customers who tried to leave him before calling the cafe. He covered his face with his paw. Ben was heartbroken and took a moment to think before he called Morty. Morty, I am Ben, he said in a flat, sad voice. Tell me what happened with the paper note. Morty wished he could think of a good excuse. There was one thing about Morty. He always tells the truth. Man, I am really sorry. I slapped him. It's my fault. There are compliments on your full service record. I've agreed to meet with the delivery supervisor. Hopefully, I can convince him that your rule will still show a perfect service record if I hadn't failed. The next morning, Morty arrived early at the Bellstar Garden. He sat in the reception area waiting for the delivery supervisor to arrive. He could smell the familiar incense from the paper bag in the air. When the supervisor arrived, he shook Morty's paw and invited him into his office. There was a magic box poster on the wall and a list of 2 mice who had already won the trip. Morty sat up straight and cleared his throat. Sir, I have let down a good friend. Ben asked me to cover his newspaper too. I was responsible for the compliments of Ben's group yesterday morning. Ben was out of town. He trusted me, and I didn't deliver the papers on time. The supervisor looked closely at Morty, but he didn't say a word. Morty continued. I would like to write a letter to Ben's customer and apologize. I include 50 cents in each envelope to pay for the yesterday paper. The supervisor raised his elbow. If the gaslit lunches delivered by the 6 a.m. and I kept that from happening, then I'm responsible for buying that morning's paper. The supervisor seemed to like the idea. So Morty focused on the next part of his plan. I am asking you not to punish Ben for my mistake. Please don't count my mistake against his perfect record. I don't know how much it meant to earn the trip to Magic Mountain. It was very quiet in the office for what seemed like a very long time. Finally, the supervisor spoke. Young Mouse, rules rule. That trip is for the very best paper carriers. Ben has been one of our best this year. Knowing it was you and not he who made the mistake changed things. I'll go give him a call and let him know that his record would not be affected. The next morning, Morty set his Mega Mouse alarm clock and got to do the paper route with Ben. He was delivering his apology notes and refund while Ben tossing his paper. Ben, I know. Now I realize that delivering the morning paper is a difficult job, Morty said. Ben smiled in his body. It's every paper basket. Well, Morty, I guess I won't ask you to cover the road while I'm in Magic Mountain. I just don't think I'm ready to be a paper carrier, Morty admitted. A good thing since Scarlet is the only paper in Mousetown. Ben chuckled. After this, there's no way they ever hire you. Morty laughed too. Then he quietly picked up a heavy rock and placed it in one of Ben's paper bags. I'll race you to the corner.
Good job. Awesome. You passed. Now, click. Great job on a perfect score.